Hey everybody, we are going to do a quick and dirty tutorial for Project 3A Enterprise Fund Pie Chart. It's a fiddly little devil, but I think you're going to have a lot of fun doing it nonetheless. At the end of it, it's very, very satisfying and we cover a lot of ground. Now, some of you who, I keep saying this, I'm so sorry, some of you have already covered PowerPoint, whether it's me or another instructor. So you might have a little bit more background than others, and others that for you, it's the first time around. Either way, we're going to go through this together. So we're going to do Project 3A, Enterprise Pi Fund, Fund Pi. And the file that we're looking for, I've got in my OneDrive. Alrighty, this should be entertaining for you guys, seeing if I can do it without hurting myself. And go to OneDrive. And I believe I've already put it on the chat for you, but for me, not quite. So where the heck did I put that? There it is. Can't see it in front of my face. And of course, Penny is snoring her little brains out in the background. And Excel PM, April 22, the file I am looking for, of course, is the amazing Enterprise Fund, E03A Enterprise Fund. All right. So, ooh, guys, what did I do wrong? Let's try this again. Let's try it again and not do the wrong thing. This time I'm going to download it. So, Enterprise Fund. Anytime today. Click on the drop down. No drop down. And download. See, even I mess up every now and then. Folder. Open it up. Do I have, oh, obviously I have more than one. I have like hundreds of these guys, but no, we can't find it. So just gonna open this guy up. 0E03A Enterprise Fund. And of course, I'm going to maximize my screen, enable editing, and of course, it goes without saying, file, save as, file name is going to be, and again, you guys don't need to do this. I'm just being as close to accurate as I possibly can. And it's going to be Enterprise Fund. I'm going to put my initials on the end, DJY, and save. I'm saving it to my downloads. I'm not okay. Yes, I do want to replace it. Obviously, I've done this once or twice before. Okay, so I'm going to break it down into little sections. I'll try and do as much as I can today, and that way it'll give us lots and lots of coverage for tonight. Alrighty, so here we go. Next page. And, next page. Maximize. What you guys can't see, I have done here is a box, and it sits right over the page number. There's devil. Okay, so we're going to create a pie chart, and it's going to be incredibly detail oriented, but they present it to us in such a way it's not as scary as it first seems. So a pie chart shows the relationship of each part to the whole. The size of each pie slice is equal value to the total value of all the slices. All right, that sounds nice. Moving right along, I'm going to leave you guys to do the reading. I'm going to jump right into what it is we need to do. As usual, they tell us about this story, and we're going to go down to number 2. We're going to click on D5. We're going to type in equals and C5 divided by C11. Okay. So we're going to find out the percentage of the expenditure. So it's going to be C5 divided by C11. So airport divided by my total. Airport convention divided by my total. parking divided by my total. So the 3 times you heard me say that, each time divided by the total, divided by the total, divided by the total. So I can guarantee you one of the things we're going to be doing is absoluting one of the cells. So let's go and see what it is they want us to do. C5 divided by C11. Then they want us to absolute it. And so they asked us to press the F4. I am going to type the $C and $11 just simply because it's easier and I don't want my head to explode. Once I've done that, then I'm going to copy it all the way down. I'll click on the little check mark and copy it all the way down. Once I've copied it down, I'm going to apply the percent style and center it. Let's see if I can do all of that and not forget. So equals, because it's a formula. C5, which is the adjusted airport, and I want to divide it by C11, which is the total. Now, as we copy it down, C5 divided by C11, C6 divided by C11, C7 divided by C11. So anytime you see that, or you see the divide or the total, you know you're going to be absoluting one of these two cell references. So just for convenience, I'm going to do $C and $11. If you're fancier than me, you might be able to do the F4 business, but hey. Then I'm going to bring my mouse to the bottom right hand corner of the cell. Then I'm going to select the autofill and drag it all the way down. I could go down to the bottom here. If I see the number 1, then that tells me I've pretty much got it correct. So the next thing the book wants us to do is apply the percentage format. I'll get rid of the 1 in a minute. And the last thing they want us to do is align center. So home tab, alignment group, and align center. Now we are preparing to create our pie chart, and then we're eventually going to move it to its own sheet. So the book asks us to highlight A5 to A10, which is the row headings. And then they want us to press the control key down and select C5 to C10, which is our data set. All right. Once we've done that, they're going to ask us to insert a pie chart. So we're going to go to Insert tab, Charts group, Insert pie or donut chart, and 3D pie. We're going to select the 3D pie chart. Pretty straightforward. Oh, do me a favor, guys. When you do this yourself, make sure you read all the theory on this because there's a ton of good stuff like data points, data marker, data series, and so the definitions of each of these items is key for us. Okay, so let's go do it, shall we? So A5 to A10, then, oopsie, I better get rid of the 100%, that's kind of silly. It really doesn't matter in which order you do it, but it's better to do the data labels first and the data set second. And I'm sure there's a better name for it. And if I'd read the book or remembered the book, I would have got it done. So A5, highlighting it down to A10. Then my hand is off the mouse, pressing the control key, D5 to D10. All right. There's no other magical way to do it. You really do have to do it that way. So A5 to A10, just simple highlight and select. Then control key down, D5 to D10, let go of both. Then with my mouse, I'm going to go up to Insert tab. And then we're going to go to Charts, Pie Charts and Donuts. And we're going to grab the 3D pie. Okay. Now, the one thing I do need to caution you about is because remember what I told you guys about the book, about how it might look a little bit different. What we do should be pretty darn close to the book, not because we're doing anything wrong. It's just because Microsoft, since January of this year, has made some changes to their themes. So it should look pretty darn close, if not 100% exactly like the book. then the next step is, we've done that. We've done the 3D pie. We've inserted it. Then we're going to click on the border. I'm going to activate the chart design. We're going to move it to its new sheet. And we're going to give the sheet a new name. We're going to call it expenditures chart. And we're going to click on the OK. So let's go do that. So when they ask about selecting the object, I call it an object. They say select the outside or the border. You want to do that because if you remove something, you really gives you a lot of grief. Okay. So the safest way is to click anywhere on the border, and you know you're in the right place is because bring my mouse up to it and click on the outline. And then if you see the little circles, you know you're in the right place. Okay. Once you've got it highlighted, I either go on the top left or the top right. I don't have a preference either side, but that's my go-to zone. Then we've got two tabs. We've got the chart design and format. Remember the quiz on Friday? That's what they were talking about. And we're going to go to move chart, which is chart design, location group, move chart, and we want it to be on a new sheet. So a new sheet is going to be created to the left of our enterprise fund. I'm going to give it a name. And okay, so by typing in the new name here, it's exactly the same as if I had actually typed it in down here. Same difference. I could have done it later. Okay, wait for it. Now it's on its own sheet. As we progress through this, I probably won't be moving as fast very, very shortly. I'm going to be really slowing down. So this looks like mine, pretty darn close. The only thing that looks slightly different is this particular pie slice, again, because they've updated their themes, and so it makes it slightly, just a smidge difference. Not enough to worry about. Okay. And then we're going to scroll down to the next page. Next page. And maximize again. Yeah, there's no magical way around that. So we are working on page 250, 250. We are doing objective number 2. We're formatting the pie chart. And this is where it gets to be a lot of fun. The chart elements such as data labels, titles, and legends may be added to a pie chart and then formatted. It is common to add the data labels to a pie chart and remove the legend of the pie slices representing the data series so it's easily identified. I 100% agree with that. Activity 3.03, formatting a chart title by applying a word art style and changing the font size. So this part I'm probably going to have to do a little bit of foofing around. I'm going to click on the text chart title and then surround it with selection handles and watch the formula bar as you type in enterprise fund expenditure. I did this in the past and it's kind of weird. So we're going to click on the text and then it's going to be surrounded with selection handles. And then we're going to look in the formula bar. Okay. Click anywhere on the chart title. And I'm going to highlight everything. And then I'm going to type in whatever it is I'm supposed to type in. I think I'm supposed to do it in the text box. Okay. Nothing yet. Probably because I copy and paste it. Expenditures, expenditures. If you are in these text boxes, remember you do not press the enter key because if you do, this happens. Okay. And I don't see anything. What the heck is it I'm doing wrong? and put the formula bar and press the enter key to create the new chart. Okay, I'm going to try this one more time. Okay. Then enterprise fund expenditures. Then enterprise fund. Ah, it is as I thought. Expend. It's yours. And if I press the enter key now, no. If I click outside of it, it'll work. Now, it could be I'm not reading it right. Wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last. And when you guys get to do it, see if it makes any sense to you. Do they give us any picture? Nope. Okay. Oh, you know what? I'm going to try it one more time. And click. I know I'm going to try it one more time. Click. These are the handles they want us to have. And I believe, oh, they want us to highlight it that way. Sneaky little devils. Enterprise fund expenditures. When you press the enter key, you're going to see appear in the chart title. My gosh, that was painful for me. This is a really good method. This is actually the best method to do any of your labels if possible. Enter key, and it's entered the actual label for you. Okay, there you go. Boy, am I stunned today. So we're going to click on the Format tab, and we're going to go to the word Art. Then we're going to click on More, third row, last style. Okay. Now let's try Format tab, Word Art Styles, third row, last style. 1, 2, 3, and all the way to the end, and okay. Brilliant. Obviously, it needs to be a little bit bigger. So let's go back to our instructions. And we're gonna drag the selected chart title text, and we're gonna change the font size to 32. This is really a fun little exercise. So you can highlight it if you want to. Okay. You can also click on the outside or on the outline like this and does the same thing. Or you can press in the box Control A. They all do the same thing and they highlight the contents of the box only. And we're going to make the font size 32. Okay. Do they want us to do it in any particular way? Nope, they don't care. So Home tab. Yeah, the safest way is to go Home tab, Font group, and I'm going to click on the number 14. I'm going to type in 32, enter. Not too shabby. Alrighty. And mine looks exactly like the book. So instruction activity 3.04, we're going to format the chart elements by removing the legend and adding and formatting data labels. So in our worksheet for each budgeted item, you calculated the percentage of the total in the column D. These percentages can also be calculated by the chart feature and added to the pie slices as labels. So if necessary, click the edge of the chart to display the 3 chart buttons. And what they mean is these 3 chart buttons here. Okay, and we're going to click on the plus on the top, the chart elements. And what we're going to look for is the legend. And what we're going to do with the legend is we are going to deselect it. If there's a check mark in there, we're going to get rid of it. And then we're going to point to the data labels, more, and format options. So let me get there first. I'm going to have to come back and check it out. Okay. anywhere in your chart. The safest place, of course, is always on the border. Three objects. Click on the plus. There's only three elements: title, labels, and legends. So we're going to click on the check mark, get rid of the check mark. Then we're going to go down to the data labels. We're going to go to the data label arrow. And I believe it's more options. Let me go check. Format. Yeah. And then when you see that, let's see what happens over here on the right hand side. Data labels, arrow, more options. And again, you see those three little dots, the ellipses. You know darn well, guess what? Format data label. Now, the first thing I'm going to do before I touch anything is close all the little arrows off. So labels is closed, number is closed. And you've got four options. Label options, which is where we're going to stay. You've got size and properties. You've got effects, and then you've got fill and line. So we're going to stay in the label options, and we've got options and numbers. So I'm going to open up the options for now and see what the book wants us to do. And so we're going to select category name and percentage. So there's two checkboxes we're going to do right here. Category and percentage. And if there's anything else check mark, we want to get rid of those. So there's only going to be a check mark against category name and a check mark against percentage. Okay. So get rid of the value, percentage, and category name. Do they want I don't want the show leader line, so check mark against category and check mark against percentage. Perfect. Now there's one thing they're going to tell us they don't like the location, so that is coming up very shortly. But let's see what's next. And I've cleared all the other check marks in the label position. We're going to select center. And then we're going to make sure ours looks radically or similarly like that. So what we're doing is we're looking for label position. And you're going to have to do some scrolling for it. And down here is center. Sweet. It even expands the size of the pie. Not too shabby. And mine looks exactly like the picture. Right. Number 5, we're going to point at any of the selected data labels. We're going to right mouse click on them and display a shortcut menu. And we're going to grab the font to display the font dialog box. I'm going to warn you right now, guys, I always forget this part. So let's see if I can not embarrass myself. Right mouse click on any of the little boxes. And here is font. It's going to be a little stubby box, by the way. Yeah, I told you, not as big as we've had in the past. So what they're going to do is font type, tab is bold italic, and font size is 11. Okay, font style, bold italic, and I'm just going to highlight from right to left or left to right, and I'm going to type in the number 11, because if I try to use the arrow, 9, 1, 2, I absolutely don't want to be bothered with that. 1, 1. Is there anything else I need to do here? Nope, nope, and nope. So I'm going to click on the OK. Then I'm going to click on the Format Data Labels pane and close and save. Okay. The Format Data Labels pane, close and save. Activity 3.05. Formatting a data series with 3D effects. This is so cool, but I've got to be very careful about how I approach this because I don't want to make a mistake and embarrass myself too much. So what we're going to do, instruction number 1, in any pie slice, point anywhere outside of the selected label. and then double click to display Format Data Series. So what they mean is they want us to double click the color area, not anywhere else. Okay. So Format Data Series, and then we're going to see the Format Data Series. Format Data Series pane on the right hand side. Okay. Double click. Right mouse click. Why did you not hit? Because I don't know if you guys can see this. It's a mistake we make often is I've only selected one slice, one pane, not what I'm interested in. Let's try this again. So you've got to be careful about the wording. So any pie slice point anywhere outside of the selected label and double click to Format Data Series pane. Nope. Right mouse click, Data Series, and there we go. Now, I know that's not the way the book wanted us to do it, but anyways, right mouse click, Format Data Series, and there you go. I'm sure there's a better way to do it, but that's the way I was taught. And I just wanted to show you what happens when things go right and what happens when things don't go right. We've got three groups to choose: fill and line, effects, and of course, series options. And the other way, of course, right outside the label of any pie slice and click on the Format Data Series. That's my go-to preferred method. Yes, it is. So in the Format Data Series, instruction number 2, series options, which is the effect, I'm going to grab the 3D format and then I'm going to come back to the instructions. Oh, top bevel and first. Let me go down to where I need to be. And what we're going to be looking for is the top bevel, and we're going to be looking for the first bevel here. So effect 3D format. And so what you want to do is effect. You've got shadow, glow, soft edges, and 3D format. You're going to click on the 3D format, and here's your top bevel. You may want to scroll up or down a bit. Click on the arrow to the right of the bevel, and you're looking for this guy here, which is round. Not bad. Right. And we did that, we did that, we did that, and we did the round. Doesn't actually look too terrible, does it? Not too terrible at all. So now, under the top bevel, in the width box, we are going to type in the number 512. So width, highlight the text like as if I'm highlighting it right here. Oopsie. And then you're going to replace it with the value 512. You're going to do basically the same thing at the top or the bottom. What the hey. I'm not going to waste your time. Okay, top bevel, height, width first, height second. 512 for the width, 512 for the height. So width, 512. I'm going to press the tab key. Height, whoopsie, 1, 2. Is there anything else I need to do? And press the enter key. Not terrible. And I guarantee you we're going to do something very, very similar to the bottom. So we almost have like a frisbee. Well, actually, this does look a little bit like a frisbee, doesn't it? And we're going to do the same thing in the bottom bevel. we're going to go and do the number value 512 for the width and 512 for the height. The bottom bevel, width 512. I'm going to press the tab key. No, I'm going to try that again. Okay, 512. What the heck? Apparently, I don't know how to type. Why are you not working? You know why? Numbskull, because I clicked on the wrong thing. That's better. Top bevel, bottom bevel. See how quickly that happens? I didn't even notice it happen, guys. 512, tab key, 512, and enter. Doesn't it look amazing? I did want to leave that mistake in there. I could have quite easily edited it out, but I just wanted to leave it in there just so you could see good, the bad, and the ugly. That was a bit ugly. Nice. Save it. Then we are going to format a data series with a shadow effect. So let me do a quick save and save and go back. So now we want to do the shadow effect. And again, I got it kind of, because there's so many little fiddly bits. If you're doing this yourself, make sure you just hit, oh, I almost forgot. Data series, material, arrow, standard, and plastic. The coolest thing ever. All right, format data series, material, color, translucent, metal. I think it is. Let me go back and check. I'm pretty sure it's metal. Let me just go and confirm. And standard plastic. But I wanted the metal. Okay, material, standard plastic. Not much of a difference though, guys. I must say. I wanted the metal one. So now we're going to do the formatting of data series with a shadow effect. So in the format data series pane, we're going to scroll back to the top of the pane and we're going to click on the shadow. Then we're going to go to the preset and perspective. Third effect. First row, third effect. Oh, there are days I think I need to write this down. Third row, first effect. Good, I have paper here. Third row, first effect. Beautiful. Okay. Data series, shadow, preset, perspective. We got something to do here, guys. Okay. For starters, I'm just going to close off my 3D format. Then, the reason I do that is less clutter. Book doesn't tell you to do it, but I find it easier. Shadow, preset, and you've got outer, inner, and perspective. And the effect I want is the third row, first effect. One, but there is only 2 rows. Let me go check that. First row, third effect, you numbskull. First row, third effect. So shadow, preset, first row, 1, 2, 3, third, perspective below. Make sure mine looks right. Green tip. But that's interesting. Shadow, preset, perspective. First row, third effect. Okay. Shadow, preset, perspective 1. Why do they not tell me which one it is? First row, third effect. It is. I'm going to take that at face value, and if you guys see something I don't, let me know. And to display the screen tip. Shadow. 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I am doing it right. So far, so good. And then the perspective below to apply the shadow to the effect. I wish I had read ahead. Perspective below. Reset. Perspective. Upper left, upper right, and below. If I'd been told that, my heart would not be racing right now. Quick hold save. And again, don't mind sharing with you when things don't go right for me. Instruction number, activity 3.07, rotating a pie chart by changing the angle of the first slice. That's a bit of a mouthful, excuse the pun. The order in which the data series in pie charts are plotted in Excel to determine the order of the data in the worksheet. As you can tell, I've got this part highlighted. The reason is it tells you in why you see the slices in the order that they are at. So to gain a different view of the chart, you can rotate the chart within 360 degrees of the circle of the pie to present a different visual. So notice the position of the water usage and power services slices in the chart. Okay, let's go have a quick look see. And I think I want to, okay, so you got power services, water usage, waterfront, and so on. And with the pie chart still selected and the sizing handles are around it, we're going to stay in the Format Data Series pane, and then we're going to go to Series Options and Series Options. That's the last option on the right-hand side. I'm going to look for the angle of first slice. Let me get there, shall we? The angle of the first slice to 300. Here we go. Series Options, angle of the first slide. So if you want to, you can just type in the number 300, which I'm probably going to do. But if you want to have a bit of funsies, and down one. So now you see we've got that kind of, now at the top, you've got the airport and convention, and on the bottom, you've got water usage and power services. It looks a little easier on the eyes, I think. And yeah, drag the slider to 300 or just type in the number 300. Both work fine for me. And mine and yours is going to look exactly like that. Now these guys, because everything's kind of shifted around and rotated around, so now these guys are kind of not on an angle anymore. They're on the bottom, so it's a little bit more of a powerful statement. Not too bad. Every now and then, you're going to want to focus on one or more slices of your pie chart. And so that's called exploding it. There's a couple of ways to explode it. There's the manual way, which I'll show you a little bit later. Fun, but not exact. And then there's the using the formatting technique, which is not as much fun, but really precise. All right. So activity 3.08, exploding and coloring a pie slice. You can pull out or explode one or more slices of a pie chart to emphasize a specific slice or slices. I'm going to do that by going to the Format Data Series Options. You notice the slider and the box for the pie explosion. What are they talking about? Pie explosion. Now, if we do it right now, every pie slice will pop out. Not what we want. We only want a slice to pop out. Well, if we wanted to, we'd have to select more. We'd have to select individual slices if that's what we want to pop out. And so what we're going to do is click on Power Services because we only want that slice and that slice alone to pop out. Then we're going to notice that it changes to the format data point because each slice is considered a data point because each slice is a selection of or a data set by itself. So we're going to click on it and then we're going to go to the explosion. Well, let me click on it first. Okay. Power Services. I click on it once, and what I'm gonna do, I think I want to maximize it a smidge more. Click outside, click once. When you click once, you select the entire pie, and if I click on it again, I select an individual slice. So only this guy and this guy alone is going to be selected. Okay. And pie explosion when you've got everybody. And if I click once on Power Services, then you get point explosion and angle of the first slice. You can see the slight difference if we select a specific slice. In the point explosion, 10%. And yep. Yeah, I was being lazy. So it's kind of come out, I guess, 10%. Alrighty. Then we're going to do with the Power Services slice still selected. In the Format Data Point pane, under Series and Series Options, you're going to go to Fill and Line. We're going to grab the fill, and oh no, my scary face. We're going to go to Gradient Fill, Presets, fourth column, third gradient. Okay, let's get there one step at a time. Fill, because I only want to have this slice be the color change. I've got fill, I've got border, so I'm going to click on the fill. Then I'm going to go and select the gradient. And now I'm going to get a little nervous. Because me and gradient never do very, very well. So preset gradient, which one is it going to be? Darned if I know. It's going to be fourth column, third gradient. Oh, fourth column, third gradient. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, actually, I got it right. I'm very impressed with me. And do a quick save. So now we've got this far done. That gets us through instruction number 5. And I believe we're on page 256. And mine looks remarkably like their exercise. So now we're going to format the chart area. And I've got this underlined with little eyeballs at me. The entire chart and all its elements are comprised the chart area. That means everything, everything, everything. So we could apply an outline or a border. We could apply a fill or a fill kind of effect. So that's basically where we're going to go next. And oh, I have to tell you a little bit of an embarrassing story where I was trying to do this. I think it was the first time I taught the class. And for my life, I could not get the border to work. I tried my little heart out. It just wouldn't do it. All right. So we're going to point to the white area just inside the border of the chart to display the screen tip chart area. And notice that the format chart area pane displays. Let's go do that, shall we? Format. See, that's why you got to be careful. Plot area, chart area, plot area, chart area. So it's just barely on the inside of the outline. You click on it, format chart area. So it's whole background, including borders and outline. So I'm just going to close off the fill for now, just to tidy everything up. And bearing in mind, I'm going to be opening up again in a second. All right. And we've got format chart area. Under chart options, fill and line, fill. Oh lordy, not gradient again. Fourth column, first fill. So fourth column, first gradient. So fill again, gradient, preset, because I know that I do not like that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not sure which number I have to go to. It's going to be fourth column, first gradient. Okay. Gradient fill, preset. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Gotcha. Amazing. This one still makes me chuckle. So the next thing it's going to do is the border. This is the one where I made a royal mess. So under the border, okay, oh, I got to do close fill and open up border. Let's not get ahead of myself. Close the fill and open up the border. So they use the same concept as I do, because if you keep other things open, you're gonna make a mistake. So what kind of border you want? No fill, solid fill, gradient fill, automatic? I'm pretty sure it's going to be a solid fill, but let's go see what it is they want us to do. Okay, fill, border, and solid. The color is going to be on the outline, and it's going to be 8 column first color, and the width is 3. Go to do this. Border, color, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, and the first color. Little skinny, so the thickness or the width is going to be 3. I'm just going to type in the value 3. Actually, no. I'm just going to make sure the number 3 is correct. Yes, it is. Yeah, not terrible. And then we're going to close the format chart area pane. And then we're going to click outside of it and deselect it and save. And it looks exactly like that. Okay. Deselect,